Good morning, boomers. The voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, crypto's finest. Champagne, thanks for tuning in. Here with the daily pump deep in the foxholes of the blockchain battlefield trenches with the crypto platoon members. The cadets are in the battlefield. It's been a while since we've had some new blockchain boot camp cadets, but I would expect after the price of Bitcoin goes over 10K and remains there, we'll have a few more cadets pouring in. They know, or they will soon see that crypto is here to stay if they haven't already. Shout out to Stimp. Shout out to all the pumpers there in the population of the chat box. We're seeing a morning sell-off there on the traditional markets and on Bitcoin. Is this a morning sell-off leading to an afternoon pump? Okay, because we know that the Fed has a money printer, and at any moment they can just, turn it right back on. If they didn't turn it on, this thing would go down. I mean, I don't know how far it would go down, but it would go downtown. It would go underground, perhaps. But they've already said they're not going to raise the rates till 2022. And I would say, at least in the short term, the strategy here is to keep pumping this thing. Eventually, I think things will lead into something else. A world economic reset. I've been hearing about that from the Economic Forum, the world reset, and they may just introduce a whole new currency system. And perhaps this funny bunny-ness is by design. It certainly seems that way. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's look at the markets, take it day by day, and deal with what we have in front of us, not what the conspiracy is or what we think could happen 5 years from now. Let's deal with what's happening today. Today, we're having a little sell-off, and maybe it leads to a pump in the afternoon. Let's keep our eyes on the stocks, the bits, the 10-year yield, and let's stay focused. Let me go ahead and turn off these coins and these dollars, and I'll share my screen. You see a morning sell-off there with Bitcoin, 93.37, after topping off at 96.63. Now, if you caught my morning video, you heard that I feel a little different nowadays about Bitcoin because I'm always rooting for it to pump. I mean, obviously, everybody's rooting for Bitcoin to pump, where the majority of people are. But now, since I've been selling calls, okay, and agreeing to sell my Bitcoin in the future for a premium, I'm kind of hoping it doesn't hit that number so I can keep the bag. You see what I'm saying? So to give you an example, I'm in a contract that expires on Friday for 10. So I'm selling a call for 10,000 and I got a premium. So they pay me up front to get into that contract. I keep that payment up front. I think it was a little less than $100, I would say. I got to check the math, but for the Bitcoin. And if at Friday at close, if the price of Bitcoin is above 10,000, then I'm going to be forced to sell my bit at 10,000. If not, then it'll expire worthless and I keep the premium. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of a weird relationship now I have. I'm like, yeah, I want it to go up, but if it goes up, then I don't get to keep the cash and then I got to sell the bid. So it's definitely a cool strategy to make some income off the existing bits. And then another strategy would be to sell puts, doing the same thing I'm doing, but in the opposite end of the spectrum, saying I'll agree to pay to buy Bitcoin at a certain price. So let's say you could sell a put that expires on Friday for 9,000 and say, well, I'll buy at 9,000 if the price of Bitcoin is less than 9,000. I'll still buy it, and then you can get paid a premium to do that as well. And that requires cash collateral. To sell puts, you need cash collateral. And then to sell the call, you need the actual underlying asset as a collateral. In this case, it's Bitcoin. Drop a comment there if you want to know more about the BTC options. I've definitely been making gains with traditional options there on Robinhood. I've covered some of the strategies with the put credit spread, specifically trading Slack, which is abbreviated work. And you may want to check that video out. And I talk about this and that, and we can give our opinions. And definitely we get sometimes charged with opinions here, but at the end of the day, we're also making movements that are quantifiable and we're making gains because, we got to do both. Shout out to Stim1024 and the rest of the boomers out there in the population of the chat box. Please touch the buttons for me, like, subscribe, post notification, ding, ding, stay tuned in. I need you caressing all the buttons immediately. Drop a comment. Let me know what's shaking and baking worldwide. How's everything treating you? How's the reopening treating you? Are they forcing you to wear a mask? Have you heard or do you know of anyone that has been charged or arrested or anything because of not wearing a mask? I want to know, and that would be interesting to cover. That's a whole entire story. Imagine, like people getting locked up for not wearing masks. There's a whole story that could be told there if that situation. I haven't even heard of it, so I don't know if that's true. So anyway, 93.40, you can see this sell-off there at Bitcoin on Coinbase. And let's run down CoinMarketCap, see what's shaking and baking with the coins. We're seeing a morning sell-off. And as we said before, listen, the price of crypto is directly correlated, or at least loosely correlated, with the legacy stock markets. And if it goes up, usually one follows. Usually the cryptos follow. Okay, we got 93.84 on Bitcoin, market cap at 267 billion, Bitcoin dominance at 64.5, Ether at 238, Ripple at 18 cents, Bitcoin Cash at 236. I don't know how Satoshi Vision stays there at number 6, but that's an interesting number for SV to be ranked at. Litecoin at $43, Binance at $16.17, EOS at $249, Cardano now entering the top 10 once again. Listen, Cardano, I'm excited about what the Cardano Summit's gonna introduce, and I would speculate here that perhaps the price of Cardano may move up in relation to that event. Crypto.com is also up at 0.119, so it's almost at 12 cents. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I like Crypto.com. Tesla's there at 269, Chainlink at 473, and Stellar at 6. In the UK, it's mandatory to wear face covering on public transport, says Stimp. Yeah, I was mentioning that in some states and in some municipalities in the United States, they're making it mandatory to wear masks in public. But I have yet heard anybody being charged or arrested for not wearing a mask. If you checked my video this morning, I take my little stroll to the cafe. I park, and you can see people outside. They're not really wearing masks. Most people are. Some wearing masks, but a lot of people are not. And you can go into the restaurant, and when you sit down, you're not required to wear a mask. So that's what it is, guys. It's crazy with this mask stuff. It's like, it's amazing to me how fast people bent the knee, and how some people believe like the mask is really going to help them. It's wild, because at the beginning, even the experts were saying that masks really don't do anything. I think it could prevent someone that's already infected from spreading the germs. I don't even know, but whatever. I'm not even going to cover that right now. I got too charged up this morning thinking about it, and it's wild that kids got to grow up in this world now where people are wearing masks looking like villains out there. Everybody looking like Bane out there. Shout out to Stimp. I see you. Shout out to everybody on D Live. Let me check out D Live real quick. Stimp. Everybody looking like donated a nice shout out. Thank you so much, Stimp. I see you. Shout out to everybody on D Live. Let me check out D Live real quick. Stimp. And we got another person on D Live. As soon as we get 5 people on D Live, I'll throw 50 lemons out at you. Let me just put them in the treasure chest and get them ready. You can see just added 50 lemons. Go over there to dlive.tv/champagnecrypto. I have a link to join D Live down below in the description of the YouTube video. If you're watching via YouTube, D Live is a decentralized live stream platform. I don't know if it's so decentralized, but it's crypto based. It runs on a BitTorrent, Tron, and you may just want to check it out. The reason I'm using it is because it's live stream friendly and it's crypto friendly. And my understanding is that they're not really censoring over there on D Live. I know a lot of people that got kicked off of YouTube migrated over to D Live, and it seems like you can, speak a little bit more freely over there because the Gestapo over there on YouTube, they got the truth police. They're policing everything. It's wild. It's wild. Guys, if you don't see that there's a forces that be that are trying to completely destroy history, change everything, and institute a new system, a new world order. Okay, they used to say it was just a conspiracy, but if you don't see it right before your eyes, I don't know what else to tell you guys. Then you probably already have been asleep. Walking Dead, aka The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is like a metaphor for society, guys. You go out there, you basically you got to shake and bake and dodge walkers out there. They're wearing masks. They're anymore. They're basically be going and they'll come at you. It's like they're walkers in real life. People are really walking dead out there. It's a metaphor. It really is, in my opinion. 93.41 with Bitcoin. Let's check out the headlines over here on Wall Street Journal. U.S. stocks drop as coronavirus infections surge. Yeah, I mean, they'll tell you that the infections are surging and, more positive test results. I guess that's what's being reported, but I'm not seeing any death tolls rising. What's the death toll looking like? How severe are the infections? I mean, if you're infected and you test positive and all you have is a little cough, do we even need to be worrying? How many people caught the common cold yesterday? I don't know. You see what I'm saying? So, how severe are these infections? Okay, that's something that I haven't been hearing of as of late. How many people have died in the last month? I don't know. Let me know, because I haven't been seeing anything about that. Yahoo Finance is reported the same thing. Listen, you could see a coordinated effort to pump the second wave infection surge narrative. They want to make sure fear dominates and controls the airwave. But they're also wrestling against greed, because, that's also what drives the market. So let's see what wins today. Market Watch is reporting, what are they reporting? Fauci says he's never seen a viral outbreak like COVID, but hopeful for a vaccine. This guy, all these people talk about is a vaccine. They never talk about what you could do to strengthen your immune system. And in fact, notice this gentleman here, every single report that he's ever showed, I haven't seen one that has been accurate. How many reports have they showed us? Which one has been accurate? Show me the accurate one, okay? Because I haven't seen it. Maybe I haven't seen it. Let's check out Cointelegraph. Markets, millions of Telegram's users' data exposed on the darknet. That sucks. That's the thing with some of these KYC platforms that kind of deter me sometimes. It's like, if they get hacked, what's going to happen to your personal information? Especially if it's an overseas company, then, could you hold them accountable or not? It's something to consider. Second U.S. stimulus package could drive Bitcoin higher, says OKX CEO Jay Howe. I wouldn't doubt it. I think another stimulus package is probably going to come. And this is wild. This is what it's come down to, guys. It's like the whole world's going to go on welfare. They want the whole world to go on welfare. They want everybody eating out of Big Daddy's hand. They want the whole world on welfare. They don't want you to be independent. They don't want you to think for yourself. They want to muzzle you with a mask. This thing's getting out of control. Bank for International Settlements calls CBDC's potential sea change. I don't know what that is. Second, we already read that. Circle announces support for USDC stablecoin on Algorand blockchain. That's interesting. Stablecoins gaining weight out there. It's that you can make more interest on stablecoins than you can with fiat because the rates are basically negative now. And banking first, ING develops FATF-friendly protocol for tracking crypto transfers. I also heard that Visa is tokenizing too. Visa. Do you think that Visa is just going to let crypto and all the other payment processors just cruise on by? I don't think so. Watch out for Visa. They may just introduce something. And Visa's got it locked with the payment systems, guys. You want to talk about payment systems? I mean, Visa is the leader, right? So let's see. Not that I'm happy about Visa or not, but, we got to deal with what we have in front of us. Guys, drop a comment. Let me know what's shaking and baking. Are we even pushing this live stream to YouTube? Because I don't see anybody on YouTube commenting, which is kind of odd to me. I see Stimp over there on D-Live. Give me a second here. Let me check out YouTube. See what's going on. Is YouTube shadow banning the champ? What's going on out here? We got 6 on YouTube. I guess it's just been a little quiet. What's going on? Over there on D-Live. Give me a second here. Let me check out YouTube. Boom. Can you read me? I see that there's a couple people here on YouTube, but it's odd. Kaboom. I'm going to 10-4 Roger that. Where are my people at? Crystal Zilla's in the box. I didn't get any notice. Yeah, I noticed that. I mean, I've been on already for like 10, 15 minutes. I haven't gotten a one comment here on YouTube, which is odd. You see what I mean, guys? Like, as far as the shadow ban and weird stuff. Like, I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's super weird. Now all of a sudden, I refreshed YouTube and then saw you live. Bell didn't even show. Yeah, it's super weird. Original copies here. Kaboom. I see you, copy. Yeah, been on for like 15 minutes and didn't even get one comment on the chat box. And then, people are on D-Live commenting, which is odd to me, So, wasn't it Project Veritas? I was checking out Project Veritas the other day, and they had like a leaker, someone out of Facebook talking about how they don't put you on the search queue. and how they shadow ban. It was like, some sort of a leak or a whistleblower or something. And I wasn't surprised at all. Now you got a couple people pouring in. Double X is here with the shades. Derek is in. Guys, did you get any notification? Because I've been here for 15 minutes just talking to myself, and not one person has been in the chat box, which is odd. I mean, if I was a brand new channel, it'd be all right, but come on. I just refreshed my email and nada. Okay, yeah, it's weird. It's weird. So, yeah, I'm not surprised, but, we're reminded that it could happen to anybody. They've been trying to destroy this channel. I don't know. It's like as soon as I hit 15,000 subs, it's like they turn a little switch on, and then I've been losing subs for like, I don't know how long. I'm not gaining subs. I'm losing them. On YouTube, at least. On D-Live, I'm up. I saw the empty box and thought it wasn't live. No, I'm here. I'm live. I'm live. So, whatever. I wonder if in the future, I'm smelling some sort of a class action suit. I'm telling you, so many people have been banned. And the thing is that for many, this is their source of revenue. This is their business. They depend on YouTube and other outfits to distribute their content. And, if they're coming in and messing up business, there may be a claim here. There may be a claim here. I keep my eyes open because, I may have a claim too. It's a private company, though. That doesn't mean that they can, go ahead and do things in the background and mess up people's business. It's what's it called? There's an actual term for it: torturous interference. In a way, there could be a claim for torturous interference. I'm not the lawyer, obviously, but I'm sure there's something there that could be charged. Anyway. And if they are, censoring, we already talked about this. They're behaving like a publisher, and then they have different responsibilities under the law if they're behaving like a publisher, and they're not protected under certain acts. So, this is the whole executive order that Trump signed as far as the social media. I don't know how it's going to pan out, but I do know that there's already content creators that have a larger following than Champagne that are assembling class action suits against some of these outfits for interfering in their ability to generate revenue. Oh, yeah. Just because it's private doesn't mean, that you could just, it's private. There could be a claim. We'll see, though. We'll see. Remember yesterday they were throttling the stream like no other. It's been a while since they did that. But, shout out to Christozilla on the way to becoming Godzilla once again. Shout out to Derek McLean, Double X, the rest of the boomers out there. Let me check out D-Live. Champ tried out compound finance using USD coin, but gas prices means transaction costs too much, so not selling for Tether. Wait, those gas prices have nothing to do with compound finance. That's inherent with the Ether blockchain. So that's just, gas prices to do any transaction. Swim 191 says trade talks going good. We're going to sanction China. Trade deal back on. Or so they said. Listen, we're playing charades. The deal's on, the deal's off. The whole thing's BS. But listen, as long as there's talks of it, then it seems to drive the market. So let's see. Project Veritas showed the FB guys, Facebook guys, and a ton of them are just banning on their own personal beliefs. Yeah, I saw something about that. Yeah, it's out of hand. So, if there could be something there. There could be something there. Especially if there's people, getting out of line and actively just interfering in people's, because remember, you got to understand that a lot of these content creators, including the Champ, they're partners with YouTube. There's an actual partnership going on as far as, this content creation. Once you become able to monetize here, there's an actual partnership agreement and everything, and they may be breaking it. Okay. So, just saying it's a private company and throw your hands out, There is some truth to that, but the buck doesn't stop there. Especially if you already are a partner, there could be different. There could be something else there in the agreement. But again, that's something for lawyers. The champ is not the lawyer. I'm hoping though. I smell something coming. I smell something. Have you guys ever been a beneficiary from one of these class action suits, whether it be from a car you bought or something that you did with insurance or something like that? You never know. You might just get a check. You just might get a check in the mail. Let's check out the headlines over here on Cointelegraph. DeFi netly a bubble. Seller blamed as comp crashes 45% on Coinbase. Woo! Let's check out comp. Comp is like the talk of the week. And now they're saying that DeFi is going to create the next altcoin bubble. We're back at 207 there with Compound. It's still more than when I first told you about it. I told you about it when it's like in the $100 range or something. When did I tell you guys? Somewhere around here, like when it was like 190 or something. I don't know. But yeah, Compound, guys. And things like it. Now people are trying to do similar things. And let's see where this all goes to. And this is still, the Wild West of finance. There could be flaws in the contract. They may. So, always tread lightly when you do these new things. Because at any time it could crash and burn. Look, even with Ether. Okay, Ether, something that's stuck around. Okay, Ether has been around. It's, number 2 on the cap. When it was first created and you got in, when they did that first ICO, the DAO hack happened. And, it was a shit show. They had to reverse the transaction. The blockchain split in half. So, if you were in there at the beginning, you don't know what the future is. It definitely looked grim at a moment there. So, you got to be careful when you deal with any of this new stuff. And I'm not saying that to be, someone that wants to act like the white knight or anything. It's just stating facts. If you jump in a car, you probably want to put a seatbelt on. You don't have to. Okay, you don't have to, and you could survive without wearing your belt. But if it's there, might as well use it. It's not really getting in your way. Swim 91 says on and off, on and off. I don't know what you're referring to. Cardano says Tony Rappa. Yeah, I mean, listen, I want to see Cardano gain weight. I don't know when their Cardano summit is taking place, but I think it's soon. And I would assume that the price could be positively impacted because of it. I also like the fact that Charles Hoskinson has been doing a lot more live streams and talking directly to the people. I like that. It's something I do. So, that's a plus. So let's see. And let's see if DeFi comes to Cardano, which I would expect it to. Let me get 2 more people over here on DLive, and I'll go ahead and fire up these lemon distributions. I came across a channel yesterday that has a very, very interesting historical account of Indo-European history going back to the Scythians. And there's evidence that they show that to support the claim that the Scythians are an older, more ancient civilization than the Egyptians. It's wild. So yeah, you may want to. The channel's called Asha Logos, SASHA Logos, and they got a 4 or 5 part series, and I'm up on like a couple parts already. Really, really interesting stuff. I may actually play one on DLive later on today, so we could do some commentary or whatnot. But it reminded me about how history is being erased and destroyed, and we kind of talked about this yesterday. As far as people tearing down statues, and I said this morning. While many of these statues that are being torn down are undoubtedly linked to racism and negative things, let me be clear. I'm not for erasing history just because it's the history you don't like. Okay, there's all kinds of wild stuff. I mean, just open the Bible. There's all kinds of wild stuff. There's the history that we're not proud of. There's violent history. There's all kinds of stuff. But nevertheless, it is history. And, I'd rather know the truth than try to like bury it and destroy it, So it's interesting because this historical account talks about how people have erased history and they try to change their narrative. So, maybe I'll play that on DLive. We could do stuff like that on DLive because there's less censorship. Make sure you're following me there, DLive.tv. Download the app and you can get post notifications. So when I pop up, I want to do this today. If I have some time, I'll fire it up. And I do those things that make you go, broadcasts. Where I've done everything from covering the Jesuits and the New World Order to JFK, 9/11. We've talked about the serpent building in the Vatican, which I haven't heard about. I'm coming across, this is another information now that I'm researching, the Washington Monument being built on top of an ancient pyramid structure. I'm sure you've never even heard of that. So, I mean, there's so much stuff, guys, that haven't talked about. There's a lot of history, and that's why we shouldn't go off and erasing history. Yeah, listen, some of the history is not pretty, okay, and it's negative, and it's something. Just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean you got to burn it down. What I said before is just like, if anything, it should serve as a lesson so that you could learn from your past and have a better future. The whole world is a stage, and Rothschild is the director. Let's see. I mean, I don't know if even Rothschild is the top of the pyramid, but certainly they're close to it from what we've heard. I don't know. And again, we're not wrestling against flesh and blood. It's certain principality. It's the forces of darkness, the forces of evil that are directing here on earth. But ultimately, that's not for long. And we know who comes back and who's really in charge out here. Shout out to Tony, Christozilla, Swim 191, and the rest of the boomers out there. Drop a comment. Let me know what's shaking and baking. Let me let you guys know that I did the BTC options, and I've been, playing with that. I'll keep you guys posted, which is what's odd to me is that I've been talking about these options. I've done a little bit, and I've been successful with them, and yet so many of the listeners haven't really caught on. Haven't really caught on, guys. And I'm letting you know, guys. I've asked questions. I'm telling you, I've made some gains doing some options on both traditional stocks and, with Bitcoin, I'm still in the middle of the trade. So I can't say I've made the gains, but so far, so good. Where did I see this news about the U.S. is going to have crypto buying in 7-Eleven and CVS? I haven't seen that news, but I wouldn't be surprised. Oscar Olivares, sup, champ? Shout out to Oscar. Welcome back, Oscar. Tony's here. He says, we read that. Rothschild's the director. You know what my response is? I think he's up there, but it's even bigger than that. We learn from history, and erasing the shame is just as bad. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Some things, it needs to stay there. We need to know what the history is. It's like, we can't just erase everything and act like it didn't happen. How are you supposed to learn from your mistakes? But yeah, interesting account of Indo-European history and how it makes the claim that a lot of ancient civilizations, were interconnected, and that there was travel throughout the world. Like they want to lead you to believe that we just discovered the new world with Christopher Columbus. And, the more I'm looking into it, it's BS. People knew that the world, was bigger, and there was other civilizations and stuff like that. I mean, and you could see the similar pyramids throughout different continents. And then, research the cocaine mummies. Some of the mummies that were found far, had cocaine, which, coke only grows in certain places at that time. So Altcoin Daily did a video, just found it. It says Christozilla. Do I follow that one? I don't know which one that is. I know Crypto Daily, but I don't know Altcoin Daily. Maybe I do. I don't know. Yeah, I want to play some of that because I found it really, really interesting. See what's going on here on Cointelegraph. Nothing much shaking and baking. I got NVIDIA moving. I got two plays. I got an NVIDIA play, option play expiring on Friday. I needed to close above 357. I'm clearly in the money. That's why I like these credit spreads, because you get the credit up front, and then you just got to wait to get your to keep your bag. It's just got to hold or go up. So it's at 376 right now. I don't see it going to 357 by Friday. I got another one for next Friday. Same play, but just a higher strike price. I think the break-even price is at 361 or 362. Liberty X is America's first and largest network of Bitcoin ATMs, cashiers, and kiosks. Okay. I never heard of them. And frankly, I mean, I guess if you want to stay completely anonymous, buying Bitcoin out of the ATM may be the play. But let me tell you something. As far as buying Bitcoin with cash, I don't see a better strategy than selling puts. Okay? Because worst comes to worst, you keep money. So let me re-explain this. Let's say if you have whatever amount of money to buy Bitcoin, $100, $1,000, $10,000, you want to buy Bitcoin at a specific price. Let's say you want to buy Bitcoin at 9,000 or 8,000 or whatever. Let's say you want to buy at 9,000. Okay, you could sell a put for 9,000 and say, I will agree to buy Bitcoin for 9,000 next Friday or next month or whenever you want to agree to it. And you could collect a premium up front in cash just for getting into the contract. Now, the worst case scenario is that the price of Bitcoin falls below the price that you agreed to buy at, and you're forced to buy at that price. Okay? So that's it. But if it doesn't, you keep the money, and that's all. So you're basically naming your price, and you're getting paid to name your price. So I can't see a better strategy for, as far as like an advanced boomers, like you guys here in the box. This is my opinion. I'm not anybody's financial advisor. Let me go ahead and repeat that. Shout out to Shlomo. Oy vey. I see you out there, Shlomo. Kaboom. But yeah, that's my strategy now. As far as the cash that I have that I want to buy. Listen, you guys know I did a little sell-off for the halvening. And I told you I'm waiting in the trenches with some dry powder just in case it drops to 8 or 7. I will be ready to fire. So in the meantime, instead of just waiting for the price to go down, I could just be selling puts and collecting premium. Worst case scenario is the price doesn't go down. I collect the premium. Or the price does go down, I stay with the premium and I'm forced to buy at the price that I wanted to anyway. You see what I'm saying? So, selling puts is the way to go, I would say, to acquire Bitcoin. Because if the price doesn't go down, you keep cash. If it does, then you're forced to buy at the price that you wanted to anyway. Okay, let me repeat that. So, I went over the strategy so many times in my head. So I was like, I should be selling calls on one end and buying and selling puts on the other end. So I'm attacking on both ends. And this is how central bankers do it, right? I would assume they play both sides. And again, I encourage you guys, ask questions. Like, what's Champ talking about? Options, derivatives, and there's movements to be made there. And that's what it is. Or you could just go to an ATM and buy it, And of course, that's probably more anonymous. But let's be honest. If you're dealing with Bitcoin, looking for anonymity, the joke's on you. Bitcoin's a surveillance coin. If you truly want to deal with an anonymous coin, then go get Monero. And even with Monero, I heard that there's potential holes in the boat. But from what my understanding is that it's a lot more private than Bitcoin is. Thank you, Stimp, for the one ice cream. We need 2 more people on D-Live so I can go ahead and pass out some lemons. 93.15 on Bitcoin. Who are the winners and losers today here on our watch list? Top shipping getting clapped. This is a dumb move. This is like one of the dumb moves I got into. This was just all hype. Top shipping. This is a little penny stock that I jumped in because I know somebody jumped in, and it was stupid. Anyway, Norwegian is down. Royals down. Macy's is down. This is another one that I jumped into. That was another dumb move. Listen, I mean, I make some good ones and I'll make some bad ones too, and I'll call them out. Like Tops was a dumb move. Macy's was a dumb move. I think eventually Macy's will go back over the 10, but, hurry up and wait. Now work is getting clapped up again. This one's I've made gains with. Shout out to Lady Plants. I see you. PLT, I got out of that play with some good gains. I had some options. Marathon Oil, I'm not in. Yelp is down as well. Bitcoin's down, getting clapped. Let's see who the winners are today. Plug has been making moves, up 14%. You got Moderna, which is the pharmaceutical. They're up 2%. So there's not much gainers today. Look at ETH Classic making moves again. We got a little baggie of ETH Classic. Although I've lost on that baggie, I'm not that uncomfortable with it. And you got Zoom making its move. And then, of course, Fastly's back in the green. Wow, look at Fastly. I've made some moves with Fastly as well. And very nice. Very nice. All right, guys. Drop a comment or question. Let me try to see if I can source some of those historical videos that I was just mentioning. And maybe I'll run things that make you go, broadcast today. I think I got some time. I'd like to talk about that. Now, as far as the crypto gainers, Synthex, Ren, Bankware, Quant, nothing that I'm really interested in. Any good deals out there? Compound is getting clapped after running up like no other. CLN, I don't know about. Flexacoin's down. Siacoin's down. Hedgetrade's down. Digibyte's down. Decentraland's down. Chili's and Wax. I like Decentraland. I've seen Chili's make moves I don't know much about. And we've had Wax in our portfolio at some point. This is a gaming token exchange, I believe. We need the things that make you go, yeah, I got a good one lined up. As far as the ancient history of the Scythians with the Sycthians, and apparently they're making the claim that group of people is even older than the Egyptians. So, it talks about how history has been erased and changed and all kinds of stuff. And, painting a world that was a little bit more global than we expected as far as information and trade. People have been traveling in the oceans for, way before Columbus did, guys. I mean, look up the cocaine mummies. People have, they try to play it like Columbus just found the new world, guys. Come on. I'm finding here information that supports the claim that the actual Washington Monument in D.C. was built on top of an ancient pyramid structure. Okay? So look it up. I'm not, Derek says, I love history. So do I. And, I don't know what the case is with you, but at the beginning of our schooling, or at least my schooling, they painted history in such a dry way. It wasn't fun, but history is exciting. I mean, you got wars and battles and conquering and plagues and death, and there's drama. There's drama. You want to talk about Game of Thrones, just read history. That's the real Game of Thrones. But they want to subvert history. They want to change history because, guys, if you don't know your history, you don't know what you're about. So many of us, and I was thinking about this. How many of us really know our ancestry? How far back could you trace your ancestry to your family tree? How far back? Some people say they can, but like truly account that I can't really see further than my great grandpa or great. How many of you can actually go like great? And some of, people in the upper class and that have been tracing their bloodlines and stuff like that have a long lineage that they could look at. And some people may consider that racist or whatnot, but, I don't think so. There's something nice about preserving your heritage and like knowing where you come from and your bloodline or whatnot. There's a reason that they don't want you to talk about that type of stuff. They disconnect you from your heritage, from your ancestry, and everybody has a different story. And that's why you shouldn't be burning down things, even though if they may be wrong and they may represent something that it was a bad past, but it's fact, 100 Years War, says Christozilla. It's very cool to look back on. Absolutely. I like it. I mean, I absolutely like it. And, I think it's important for all of us to study history and to look at it in a different way, because we already learned, okay, that the majority of the stuff that's taught in school has a spin to it to get you to believe a certain thing. There's edits there. It's a propaganda to a certain extent. If you haven't figured that out, I mean, come on, So it's time that we kind of relook at history and more critically, with more of an open mind. And instead of just saying, this is good, this is bad, just knowing for what it really is. Shlomo says, oy vey. Yeah, and that's part of history as well. I think that this historical account, it addresses that too. I mean, it's getting there because, that's like the elephant in the room that people are scared to talk about, the bagel. And, that's part of history as well. So, it's important. It's important that it's all talked about honestly and it's all out there. Yeah, you like even getting into the history of like the swastika and whatnot. Before the Nazis ever used the swastika. Have you guys been to like places in? I remember being in Indonesia once. I'm walking in the streets in Indonesia, and there's like swastikas everywhere, and you're like, "What's this?" And to them, that has nothing to do with Nazis. They use it because of something else. The actual swastika sign. And that's been used way before the Nazis ever used it. Why is it now a taboo sign? It's actually because it shows you the constellations that go around the North Star, the Polaris. Okay, let me actually show you a screenshot of that. The origin, there it is. Look at this. The Big Dipper. Look at this. Here on the right-hand corner, the dipper as a swastika. It's crazy, and I'm not saying this is showing it in a way that's not racial at all. You could see this sign in other places in the world, and it's not attributed. The Nazis weren't the first that used the sign. That's what I'm saying. They're always stealing symbols. Rainbows aren't supposed to mean fairy power. Exactly. They've been stealing symbols and remixing them. Exactly, just like the rainbow. The rainbow nowadays, what the rainbow in mainstream culture represents, but that's not where it came from. The rainbow is a promise from God to Noah, never to flood the world again. That's why rainbows exist, according to the Bible. The Nazis took it from the Buddhists, says Christozilla. Well, yeah, and this is what's interesting. I'm going to run that history because it makes some links with Buddhism and Indo-Europeans and those that were using the swastika. It's crazy the information that they present, and some may trigger some people because it gets it's not mainstream, and it may be like, well, what are you saying here? But again, usually when information starts triggering people, there's something there. That's why I started looking at things that have been banned, like the flat Earth. I was like, why was that banned? That seems so ridiculous. Then I started looking into it, and I was like, ooh. So, whatever. I'm not saying that the Earth is flat, but also I'm saying that I can't prove there's a curve, and neither could you, okay? The Buddha dudes sit around a lot staring at stuff. You will see them in Buddhist shrines here and probably came from the stars like you showed. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. And it's not only in Buddhism. It's in, Well, I definitely saw a lot of it in Indonesia, and they follow. Well, that most of Indonesia is Islamic, but this area, it was in the island of Bali, and that area is more. I think it's Hindu. Correct me if I'm wrong. I apologize because I don't practice those religions, but I believe it is Hindu. I don't think it was Buddhism that I was exposed to in those temples and stuff. And again, like, what are you supposed to do? You're going to go over there to Indonesia and like burn down all their temples because they have swastikas on them? I mean, it's a straight up swastika, guys. Okay, just like the Nazis use. Are you going to go and burn that down because you're like, oh, because this and that? That's the point I'm trying to make is like, don't burn down history. You don't even know. Like, don't burn down history. There's information there that's valuable, even if you think it's could be or could not be bad. So yeah, now I'm hype. I want to go watch the rest of that doc. Let me see if there's 5 people. I got 4 people on D Live. I need one more person. Let me go ahead and get one more person here. It used to be a symbol of good luck. That I didn't know, but yeah, I know how it relates to the Big Dipper. Guys, the North Star. Guys, let me for those that still believe that we're spinning in the middle of nowhere, you tell me how the North Star never moves, or it moves slightly, and everything just goes in circles and circles. So you tell me what's spinning. It's a unique form of Hinduism. I've been to Indonesia. Most people are Muslim, but I'm not sure Bali specifically. Yeah, you are right. Actually, Indonesia, I believe, has the largest Muslim population in the world, if I'm not mistaken. And Indonesia is very highly populated. But I believe that the predominant religion in the island of Bali is Hinduism as opposed to Islam. But obviously, it's there. Yeah, Bali is unique, but most are Muslim outside of there. Absolutely, yeah, that's what I just said. Messed up my damn Lucky Charm cereal, stole my marshmallow, darn fairies. There you go. AI, the plan to invade humanity. Good documentary. Okay, thanks for letting us know. Yeah, I'm on this historical. I forgot the name of it. I would recommend everybody just follow me on D Live. Throw on the post notification. I'm gonna fire up docs on that channel, as I have been. Yep, I used to live in Singapore. There's tons of Indonesian Muslims there. Yeah, it's there's a lot of Muslims. You know what's funny? I think wasn't Indonesia that had like one of the first presidents that was a woman or something? Right? I don't know. Quran says I've been a flat earther for years. I know my stuff. There you go. Listen, I'm not. I don't know what the world is. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what the shape. I don't know. But I can tell you this, guys. I mean, as far as the traditional model of what they've been telling us, it does not add up. The mathematics doesn't add up. The curve mathematics don't up. Just simple math. Forget about everything else. They tell you that the circumference of the world is I don't know how many miles, but it equates to blank miles squared every. There should be a certain rate of curve. But you telling me how you could see 200 miles using certain cameras and stuff. You shouldn't be able to see that far if the world curves. It's real simple. The math doesn't add up. So either the world is bigger than what they say, or it's not round. It's one of the two. Details how they are going to use the AI and 3D printing robot drones to fake an alien invasion takeover. Okay, yeah, we've heard about the fake alien invasion for a while. Project Bluebeam, Project Red Light, those things are associated with some of the AI stuff. But remember what Bill Cooper told us there in Behold a Pale Horse, that there was a disinformation agents trying to lead the populace to believe that the government was back engineering extraterrestrial technology, when in fact it's all BS. It's just, they're them bluffing. And they may just stage, like you said, stage this whole entire alien stuff, and it's all them. There ain't no aliens. It's just them. Now, I don't know what's true or not. I mean, but I've definitely heard the stories. And I wouldn't put it past them, guys. I mean, they got people wearing masks, acting like, animals with muzzles on them. And majority of people don't even know anybody that has been severely impacted from the so-called virus. Now, there's a few people. I would say yes, there is a few, but to warrant the behavior worldwide, I mean, come on. Pandemic, you would expect people to be like dying everywhere, for the hospitals to be flooded everywhere. I mean, that's what a pandemic, the definition of the pandemic would equate to, I believe, right? Like, it's so hard to find the truth, says J. Parr. Right. The devil's a liar, and they're trying to hide the truth, guys. Yeah, but that so I'm doing that research with the the remix of history and how a lot of things have been changed, and then I'm also came across the evidence showing that the Washington D.C. monument was built on some ancient structure. There's that theory that there's been like high civilization even in the New World. I mean, notice how all government, or not all government, but the majority of major government buildings that are built on Western culture all have the same like Masonic architecture. It's not a coincidence, guys. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. You should do a short documentary, says J. Parr. On what? I caught corona, says Lady Plants. I'm black. I'm not 125 pounds. I'm fine. Next pandemic, please. There you go. J. Parr says, you got the narrator voice. Okay. I mean, I don't think so. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I stutter a lot. I know like the accent is not clear sometimes. I understand the critiques too. I mean, I've heard them. So I don't know. But, I'm down to do docs. I'm more focused on what it's about than how my voice is sounding. You know what I mean? I'm more about the content than the way it looks. You should do comedy. I mean, this channel is comedic. I mean, we're under the comedy section. This is all for entertainment purposes. You got comedy. Comedy has a happy ending. A comedy has a happy ending. You learn from a comedy, it has a happy ending, as opposed to a drama. Drama are dramatic. They don't have happy endings. So I'm rocking with the comedies right now. A real comedy, not to some of this. Some of this ignorant type of comedy. What they try to push is comedy nowadays. It's more foolery than comedy. I like when you get hyped when you say something's funny, Bunny. Yeah, I like it too. I like it too. I like getting hyped up. I like the hype. Snipe out the bunny. Yeah, drama's a tragedy. Exactly. The drama's a tragedy, and the comedy, there's a happy ending. Thoughts on the PayPal news, says Glenn. I think it's good for crypto. I don't know the specifics about it. I don't know which coins are going to be supported or in what fashion or whatnot, but I caught the headline that PayPal was going to be supporting crypto. I don't know the specifics. So let me know. Let me know if you know more specifics, or anybody else. Let me know the specifics on this PayPal deal. But how has it impacted the price of PayPal stock? I've been bullish on PayPal before they even announced this, but you can see PayPal's down today 2.8%, and so is crypto. PayPal moves away from eBay and then goes crypto. Definitely looking good. I know you say that. It seems like you're not fond of eBay, but I've made gains with eBay. I'll be honest. This year with eBay trading stock, I've made gains. I'm not holding at the specific moment, but I made some good gains with eBay. But yeah, my understanding is that they did move away from eBay. Reed, champ, how you been, bro? Shout out to Reed. Welcome back. I like when the trolls come out and time to snipe them up, says Derek. Yeah, you got to snipe up some of these trolls sometimes, guys. I'm here on stage, I'm doing my thing. And, I'm trying to talk to the audience and I'm going back and forth. I give everybody a chance to speak. And then some people, they want to come in to the venue and literally get on stage and take the microphone. Think about it. It's like, Derek said it's kind of like a comedy, right? So think of this like a comedy club where, I'm chopping up on stage. I'm talking to the audience, cracking a couple jokes out here, sniping out a funny bunny. And here comes some drunk troll to get up on stage, literally, and try to grab the microphone and do his own set. So then at that point, I got to get security and to drag him out. Get this guy out of here. Snipe him out the box. Waste him. He's out. We just had one, but you didn't see his ignorant comment. Okay. Somebody was hidden by Zilla. I didn't even see his comment. But yeah, sometimes we got to snipe them out the box. Sometimes, I also give people a little bit of chance because, when you're typing, you don't have the same little nuances that you do when you talk. So sometimes things could get lost in translation. So it gives people a few times to say what they want to say, but you got your trolls there. We got 4. I need one more person over here on D-Live. PayPal gonna DeFi. Watch that go boom, boom a la boom. Okay. DeFi is overhyped. Scammer heaven. Some are saying that. Some are saying that, but definitely listen. If there's hype, remember what it is. It's buy the rumor, sell the news. So if there's rumor and there's hype, then that means the price is going up. And that's what I've been talking about since last year. I'm like, watch out for DeFi. It's going to be the talk. It's going to be the talk. I watched the Rene Level Martinez docs. It's heavy duty on those Miami streaks. Thank the Lord. Touch him thankfully. Wow. Okay. Nice that you watched that one. Yeah, that's I wouldn't say it's the homie, but that's the homie's homie. And I'm glad you watched that. I think that's definitely a touching doc. And I'll tell you, it's all real. That's that's real. There's no fake there. That's an actual true account. And there's no big business backing it from what I understand. It's, you're talking about an organic story there. He called Champ names, so the comment got filtered. And I didn't even check that. Somebody there on the box. Mostly just the new compound coins get paid to borrow money. I don't know. Sounds pretty sketchy. Yeah, it does. But just so you can understand it a little bit, and I'm not pushing it. I don't have any incentive to or not. I mean, I'm just saying what I'm understanding is that compound is being airdropped to those that are using the compound finance platform, to both borrowers and sellers. And that's how they're distributing the coins. That's not going to last forever. Okay. So you're looking at a small moment that, those are being dropped, the compound coins, but I think the distribution will slow down or change at one point. But yeah, that's how the coins are coming to existence. That's how they're being created. They're being dropped. I think I showed an infographic. It's 50-50 to both borrowers and lenders. I kind of wonder what happened to Ian Bellina. Where's he at? I never followed that guy, although I've seen him before. He was a gentleman that talked about crypto before. He was like, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm picturing like a chubby black guy, like a chubby black guy. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't, but that's all. And then I'm remembering a story associated with that name that he got hacked somehow, or I don't know. I never followed the channel, so maybe I'm wrong on the whole guy. It was somebody else. I rather borrow than lend. Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you could take out a small loan, but here's the thing: to borrow, you need to put up collateral. You can't just get a no money down loan. So you still gotta put money up. He's chubby, has a little lisp. I don't remember the list because I wasn't listening, but I remember seeing a couple pictures of some chubby black guy, and he would talk about like investing or whatnot. And then I heard other channels saying, "Oh, the guy got hacked or something." I don't know. That's all I could say. So I don't know if he was legit or not, or he was a boomer or a doomer. I don't know. But I remember the name. Crystal Zilla says he lives in Chile. I don't even know. A ninja loan. There you go. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let me go ahead and distribute these four. I lost another person. I'm gonna do a distribution. I don't care that we only have 3 right now. I'm gonna pass out these lemons. I'll take a few more comments and questions. Sign off, and with hopes of coming back with things that make you to go, doc, later on today. So let's distribute these rewards. Drop a comment there. Drop a meme over here on DLive. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. 30 seconds. How dare you? They got this girl talking about Corona now too. Apparently she's not only a global warming expert, but she also is a Rona expert as well. People are so far off the deep end, they are now presenting children as experts, and people are actually taking a hook, line, and sinker. It's wild. Christozilla won 19 lemons. Stimp won 33 lemons. Stimp is making gains. Shout out to Stimp. And I guess he deserves it. He's usually the first person here in the DLive box. Make sure that you follow, you join here and click collect rewards when I click distribute rewards, and you could get one as well if you're active. Shout out to Lady Plants and shout out to Dark Party over there on YouTube. And again, if you're a streamer, I recommend using restream.io. I have a link down below if you want to join that. It allows you to restream to DLive, Facebook, Twitch, Mixer, a lot of other platforms simultaneously. Okay, so simultaneously, why not? You don't want to give all the sauce to YouTube. They don't care about you. DLive pretty good at the notification. Yeah, the DLive notifications are good. Okay, every single time someone that I'm following goes on, I'm getting them the notification. As opposed to YouTube, which, YouTube is like... Today I was on for 15 minutes before getting one comment on YouTube. And this is a channel that has almost 15,000 subs, guys. Come on. Like, the math doesn't add up. Okay? Even if I'm doing a horrible job, I should have at least a few people immediately. Karen Jr. That's... Yeah, she is. I never thought of it like that. She's a Karen Jr. That's a good one. I didn't even put those two together. That's a good one. Lady Plants, you got little Karen Jr. over here. How dare you? That's a good one. That's a good one there. Oh, man. That was a good one, Lady Plants. Let me drop another bomb on that. You got me laughing over here. Baby Karen. So, yeah, guys, follow me on DLive. I'll pop up, and I'm going to run that one of those docs. And then I'm going to be doing that research on the ancient structure that the Washington Monument is allegedly built on. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. All right, guys, if there's no other comments and questions, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. We did the distribution. We talked about a lot of things. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I feel like it's time for me to start switching up the headlines and being a little bit more specific as to the topics that we talk about here. Because of course we do cover what I'm talking about here in the headlines, but we're also talking about so much more. And I got to find a way to include the content that we're talking about in a way that's not clickbaity, So if anybody's out there that wants to do clips and help out the champ, let me know. I would love to take little clips out of these live streams and re-upload them somehow, but that takes time. I love watching Karen meltdown. Yeah, they're funny. They are funny. You gotta admit, it's very funny. Looking forward to future docs from you, champ. Indeed, these docs that I've been sharing, I'm not producing them or anything. I'm just, kind of curating things that I think are good that make you go, maybe I'll even run the Level Martinez doc on the DLive channel, because that's cool. It's a interesting story of a gang leader that's definitely deep in the streets that was touched by the Holy Spirit and has now become basically, a soldier for Christ. This person's out there like all the time going into the most underprivileged of neighborhoods preaching the gospel, and baptizing people in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit out here, guys. It's strong. So yeah, check that one out. I haven't played that one on my channel, but I'm recommending it. TheWarriorLevel.com. And those are friends of friends that did that. And definitely, touch up on that. And follow me on DLive, because I'm going to be showing a lot more content that makes you go, makes you think. Okay, this one that I'm doing as far as the how history's been remixed, it's going to definitely trigger some people. I'll be honest with you. It will trigger some people, but whatever. I want to keep an open mind and listen. And just because I'm paying attention to information or listening to something doesn't mean I believe it. What does it say? That a sign of an intelligent person is if they're able to think of an idea or consider an idea that they disagree with. So, I remember the last time we did one of these live streams, it had to do with Floyd and his connections with his family to the Masonic Brotherhood. And somebody in the chat that's been here said, "Oh, I'm triggered on this. I don't like how this is." And, they were honest with me. And I was like, I get it, but I feel like there's information here that is worth at least listening to. I don't agree with all of it. And, at least the person was cool. And they're like, "Champ, I don't like this one." And that's cool. And that's fine. I don't expect everybody to agree with everything or not get triggered either, but at the end of the day, I want to keep a space that is open to discussion, open to discussion. Shout out to Reed, Lady Plants, Stim 1024, Dark Party, and the rest of the Cryptomaniacs. We're sniping out the Funny Bunny. That's where the baby bear cubs are getting into. Boom. Make sure you lock and load dlive.tv/champagne crypto. Turn on those notifications. And again, if you want me to call you, you want to get in contact with the champ, champagnecrypto@gmail.com. Shoot me your phone number. I'll call you privately, live, on air, and we put you online if you like. No doxing. You can keep it 100% anonymous. It's all good. We can talk. We can chop it up. We did it with Rafterman a few weeks ago. It was great. So if you want to chop it up, shoot me an email. On that note, I'm out of here, guys. Stay strong. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's biggest cousin, cryptography's finest, your favorite live streamer's favorite live streamer. Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in.